Stream info. Here we go. Call this a Friday night drive. Category American Truck Simulator. Yeah. Alright. Steve. Cool. Alright. Stream is updated. Let's 10 minutes since we streamed Truck Simulator. Hope everybody is doing good out there. We got a little knowledge fight and a little American Truck Simulator going. After a couple weeks of illness, feeling so much better. Oh, there we are. Oh, we do have some gear ticket now. Heck yeah.
Knowledge fight. Dan and Jordan, I'm sweating. Knowledge fight. It's time to pray.
I have great respect for knowledge fight.
Knowledge fight. I'm sick of them posing as if they're the good guys, saying we are the bad guys. Knowledge fight.
Dan and Jordan. Knowledge fight.
Little alert, little alert, little alert.
Need money. Andy in Kansas. Stop it. Andy in Kansas. Andy, it's time to pray. Andy in Kansas, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hello, Alex. I'm a first-time caller. I'm a huge fan. I love your work.
Knowledge fight.
KnowledgeFight.com. I love you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Knowledge Fight. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
We're a couple dudes like to sit around, worship at the altar of Selene, and talk a little bit about Alex Jones.
Oh, indeed we are. Dan.
Jordan.
Dan. Quick question for you.
What's up?
What's your bright spot today, buddy?
My bright spot today, we spent a bit of time talking about before the show. There's a new season of The Challenge that has started, and I've not seen it yet, so no spoilers.
No spoilers. Me neither.
But I'm excited. 40. Season 40. What?
Ah, man. I don't even know
It's so insane there's 40 seasons.
It is insane. Of all the things to have 40 seasons of, if like to stop and really just sit there and be like, hey, do you remember when you were 17, a little bit high on terrible weed and watching a bunch of weirdos in a Road Rules Real World
Winnebago
Challenge fight each other over really stupid stuff?
Doing weird carnival games back in the early days.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's going to last forever, you would say to me. And I go, yeah, you're right. It totally will.
It's going to be
It's going to be awesome.
and as big as ever.
It's going to be huge. And you know what else? I'm also going to get old.
Yeah. It's strange, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
A lot of old people on it, a lot of younger people on it.
Yep.
Competing. What fun.
Do we like young people or do we hate young people? I have no idea. I don't know, because there are the younger people that I've seen from the past recent shows have been from like Love Island or other reality shows. And my wife knows who they are because she can watch reality shows and I am utterly incapable without throwing things.
Sure.
So are these like what are they? But I don't even know. Do people still call them fuck boys? Is that what they're called?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a lot of these shows. I know some of the Survivor people that come over.
Okay.
But other than that, no, I don't know.
Okay.
We have to get to know them on the challenge. Whatever they were on their original shows.
Sure.
Right?
It's like that.
We need to know them as challengers.
True.
Because the challenge tests you.
True.
It's America's fourth sport or something.
Something like that.
So it
America's
brings out
fourth
something
sport.
different in you.
Damn.
It would. You would. Yeah, I suppose it does.
Disregarding
Like, for
hockey.
instance, I don't like Josh that much.
Oh, I
but did
hate
you know that
Josh.
he won his season of Big Brother?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
How?
here we
You
go.
won.
Make sure you put
Don't
your
you have to
seatbelt
be
on
liked
now.
by others?
It helps. There's some strategy involved. But anyway, what's your bright thought?
My bright spot
Finding a
is.
new brand.
Oh, what was it? Oh, I actually. So, I told you a while back that I had to quit smoking. All smoke, all that stuff.
All smoke, all time.
I'd become kind of allergic, like whenever
straight
I smoked,
on. That's
even
right.
if it was just regular
Which way
weed
is
or
it, Matt?
whatever. It would be like my
Matt
throat would
fucking
constrict, and I was actually
freak
beginning
it
to like, oh, I'm gonna die if I
Yeah,
keep
that's
doing
no
this.
good.
So I tried a bunch of other stuff. I tried edibles, tried the Turk vapes,
Mm-hmm.
I tried all that stuff. It's just trash.
Did you try a tincture?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Partially just because I was like, I know the word tincture and I have never actually used one, so let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Not great.
Oh, shit.
But
Your excitement really led me to think that it was going to be this is
no,
the solution.
it was just the
GPS
word
is
tincture
trash.
which excites me,
at
and
that.
to this day
Try to
still
take
does.
me on a 3-hour
No,
ride.
there was a
20
dry
minutes.
flower vape. That
Figure it out.
vaporizes like the
Yes.
old timey volcano kind of
Garbage.
things. And I used to think that was the only way you could do that, and so you'd have to have a giant bag. And I was like, I'm an old man. I'm not going to do that. I'll just quit. They got one of those little handheld. Works
a little
perfectly.
tiny handheld volcano.
Handheld. Doesn't make a bag smell. Like, it's incredibly good.
left.
And it works well.
And
That's
then
the
turn
future,
left.
man.
It is I swear to you, it is in the future. It made me ask if people still called other people fuckboys. That's how in the future we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad for you
Turn
finding
left.
something that works.
Positive.
But I still don't understand how edibles don't work. If smoke
It's
is
not-
the problem.
No. It's not that they don't work. It's like the definition
not
of work.
satisfying.
It's like the definition of work
Keep right.
is what
And
I
then turn right.
need it to do. Can be done in different chemical ways, I guess.
Sure.
But like time release, all of this stuff requires all kinds of math of like, oh well, if I do it, and then maybe an hour later. But whereas this
you
is,
should try freebasing a tincture.
I would if I could.
I think you can. It's just about believing in yourself.
That's possible.
So, Jordan, today we have an episode to go over.
Indeed.
And I think it's going to be less painful than you think.
Okay. That's surprising.
I think anybody who liked to gamble would have bet on our episode today covering Elon Musk interviewing Donald Trump.
That was pretty much what I was expecting.
And you'd be half right. We're covering Alex covering that interview.
Right.
So Alex did a 4-hour live stream covering this. And so we're going to talk about that. And you would think that's going to be like one of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
But it's not as
It is what
bad
it
as you
is.
think. And Alex gets drunk. So,
That sounds good.
yeah.
You're not here to
So
look at me.
we'll
Look at the game.
make our way through this. But first, let's take a little moment to say hello to some new wonks.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
So first, Nick Wright. Thank you so much. You're now Policy Wonk.
I'm a policy wonk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, this is Bill Gerasi. I'm a member. Support these guys in
We're
spite of
big.
what they do. Thank you so much. You're now Policy Wonk.
I'm a policy wonk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I am not Beryl Fundus, and I am not associated with You Do News. I simply review noodles and dumplings in Massachusetts. Udon News. Thank you so much. You're now Policy Wonk.
I'm a policy wonk.
Thank you very much.
Jordan's greatest joke.
I forgot. I forgot what it actually was supposed to be. I was like, what is you do news?
Yeah, Daryl Rundis at his YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Next, Mama of Chicken. Thank you so much. You're now Policy Wonk.
I'm a policy wonk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we have Technocrat in the mix, Jordan, so thank you so much to Hey John. Apologies for any future lateness. I threw out all my clocks because only God can tell me what time it is. Yours in Armchair Psychology, Katie. Thank you so much. You are now Technocrat.
I'm a policy wonk.
Porn star. Go home to your mother and tell her you're brilliant.
Someone sodomite sent me a bucket of food.
Daddy Shark. Jar Jar Binks has a Caribbean black accent. He's a loser, little titty baby. I don't want to hate black people. I renounce Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
So on Monday,
Yeah.
Trump and Elon Musk decided they were going to get
Now
together
you drive safely
and
here.
talk some shit. What a good idea.
Ah,
I think people have been clamoring for it.
okay.
Elon Musk, one of the best interviewers in the business.
I've heard that.
Yeah, he really gets the truth out of people. He's unassuming, kind of like that Louis Theroux vibe where you open up to him.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump, one of the best extemporaneous interview subjects. The two of them together, it's a powerhouse. People were excited.
Yeah, I'm amazed
Turned well.
that anyone listened to that because everybody knew what they were going to get. It's all your faults.
I think that some people looked at it in the same way you might a car crash, and were like looking for the disaster to happen.
Sure.
Some people maybe were interested. I don't know. I can't imagine what sincere interest in this looked like. But Alex decided we're gonna fucking stream this thing. We're going to get in there. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna do commentary.
I hate saying this, and I hate being this person. I hope Chase is there.
You're going to be thrilled to learn that all the Knights of the InfoWars Roundtable are there.
Okay.
We got Chase Geyser. We got Harrison Smith. We got Owen Schroyer.
Okay.
We don't have Alex for a bit.
Okay.
Alex shows up late.
Okay, that's good.
So it starts off with just Chase and Harrison discussing how excited they are about this upcoming stream.
Well, one of the things that I really like about this that I was thinking about earlier was
go.
if this was a traditional television interview, it would be from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. Central with commercial breaks or a hard end. And I love how it's just open. Like they're going to start talking at 7 p.m. and who knows how long they'll go for, right? It's this long form thing, and we haven't seen Donald Trump really in this context of just having a conversation with someone that's indefinite. He's never done a Joe Rogan podcast or anything like that. So to see him actually just hang out in a space for an indefinite amount of time is really exciting for me.
Well, and it's also, Elon Musk is not a media personality. He doesn't have talking points. He's a corporatist, right? He's a magnate. Mm-hmm. But that'll be interesting as well because I feel like people treat Elon sort of the same way that they treat Trump, where they act like he's just a celebrity for celebrity's sake. But it's like, no, these guys are world famous. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. I don't know where he stands now, but he's certainly in the top 3.
So Chase being excited about Trump talking long form without guardrails is a pretty be careful what you wish for kind of situation. I think Harrison is right, though, that people do look at Trump and Elon pretty similarly, in as much as they were pretty famous, rich crypto racists who have made their views a little too public, and now a large part of the population hates them, and they're too rich to ever really take criticism, so they won't ever change. It's pretty hilarious to pretend that Elon Musk isn't basically just a media figure now, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's saying he's so outside of this or whatever, but he owns Twitter, and Alex constantly brags about how many people Musk is reaching with his truth bombs every day. So the only thing that sets him apart from any other media interviewer is that he has no training or experience. He's just a rich asshole who's going to talk to another rich asshole. Also, Elon is the richest person in the world, according to Forbes. He feels like he shouldn't be because his companies are falling apart and Twitter has eroded in value since he bought it. But it turns out when you're rich enough, you could lose billions of dollars and get richer. Incidentally, the correct conspiracy position for InfoWars to be taken right now is to hate both of these dudes, since they're almost cartoonish versions of the very things Alex has been screaming about opposing for most of his career. Musk is currently in the middle of trying to sue advertisers for not buying ads on Twitter after he brought back a bunch of Nazis, made the site a generally shitty place to spend time on, and then publicly told the advertisers to fuck off if they were unhappy about what he was doing. The judge in that case turned out to own at least $15,000 of Tesla stock, so he had to recuse himself. And you can make a pretty comfortable bet that the case will be promptly thrown out eventually, unlike the numerous cases that have popped up from the innocent people who Musk has directed harassment at, like Ben Brody and Iman Khalif. Elon and Trump are the right kind of bigots, so it makes sense for InfoWars to want to support them, but this is kind of 2D chess that they're playing. They need to think about the long term and whether or not kissing the ass of billionaires is going to be an effective anti-establishment strategy. Your brand is kind of hurt by being excited about billionaire media guy interviewing billionaire political guy.
Well, okay. I mean, yes, that would be a long-term strategy if they lose.
Mm-hmm.
If they win, then there is only establishment media. You know what I mean? Or you're dead.
Well,
that's the idea there. So, like, you want to suck up to Elon and Trump if you think they're going to win.
I don't think that they're the types that if they win and they get the kind of power that you're imagining, that loyalty is going to be super important for them.
Go straight
Oh,
up.
no. I'm not. I wouldn't suck up to them.
Right.
But these are dumb people.
Yeah.
So that they would think that makes sense.
These are
Despite
dumb people.
decades upon decades of evidence proving that there is no loyalty from these two idiots, and they will betray you for themselves instantly for no reason.
They're supposed to be the tip of the spear, though. And here they are just being like, oh, it's exciting that my racist billionaire friends are chatting.
I mean,
Okay.
I wish all of the magazines and all of the news people and all of the journalists and all of the TV people would go back to like that early 2010s and that whole like, oh, Elon Musk is a genius phase they all went through. Look deep inside and quit. Quit your jobs. Everybody quit.
Everybody
It
quit.
seemed exciting at the time.
Yeah. And here we are. So you should quit.
Didn't go great.
No.
So, you're talking about looking back. And that's appropriate because Chase is sitting here looking back on better times for him on Twitter.
Oh.
Back when he could throw around slurs.
Okay.
The UK, or the EU rather, is really not happy about this. They sent out a letter basically threatening Elon Musk not to interview Donald Trump. Totally absurd, totally blatant foreign interference in a American election, attempted interference at least. The fact that Elon Musk has opened up the platform so much, and people are still not, totally happy with it, but it's like, do you remember what X used to be like? Do you remember how it used to be that you couldn't say anything without fear of your entire account just being axed with no warning? I mean, it was bad before.
No.
It is significantly better now.
Have you ever gone back and looked at your drafts from the pre-X era?
No.
So I would type things and then I would look at it and I would analyze, would this get me banned?
Right.
And if it would, I wouldn't delete it. I would save it as a draft.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and looked, and there were some bangers in there, right? But so many of them we could say now, right?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even use the word retard back then, right?
Right.
On X, and you would get suspended. And I used to do this thing where I would donate $5 to ARC, which is the Association of Retarded Citizens. It's just called ARC now because retarded is now an antiquated term.
Right.
But if you donated in someone's name, it would show up on their feed. Like, oh, $5 was donated in the name. So I would donate $5 to ARC and then take a screenshot of the name of the person and then reply because I couldn't call him a retard.
That's like the most passive-aggressive charity I've ever heard of.
Right, but the era of self-censorship is virtually over.
Well, maybe he's looking back on a time when he had to be creative, I guess, about his slurs.
Yeah.
So the EU industry chief,
Not keep
Terry
left
Brett,
there.
wrote Elon a letter telling him that there were legal implications to this interview with Trump, and that since he was doing it, Brett wanted to remind him of the rules of the Digital Service Act so that Elon would stay in line with that during the conversation. He wasn't telling him that he can't do the interview or anything like that, just that there are rules that apply in EU countries that Elon is subject to and benefits
Not
from
keep
a
left
great
there.
deal.
Yeah.
It's fun that Chase's basic point there is that he misses when it was kind of okay to be a lazy bully on Twitter. Like when he's writing, when he's complaining about this time that like the drafts, he saved these things for drafts. It's because prior to that, he was fine using slurs.
Sure.
And all this shit was fine. And then moderation came in.
Right.
And it started to not be okay. And now it's okay again. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I stop and think about what they're talking about, that old time, I would guarantee that I was meaner to people than any of them could ever have dreamt of being. But I was never afraid of being banned because I am creative. So it never concerned me. Why would you use words that are offensive to other people? I'm trying to hurt you specifically.
But were you as
Pick your
creative
word.
as Chase?
I don't know. I actually think that's pretty funny.
I mean, it's kind of
kind of funny.
exploiting a charity in order to
mean-
be able to use a slur.
Unfortunately, if you're the ones who are going to build ambiguity into words, it's not my fault how they're used.
I don't understand like how wokeness took this joke away from him, but that does seem to be the complaint that he's making, and now Elon Musk has given the joke back to him.
I mean, I think the irony is that wokeness is what gave him the good part of the joke.
Right.
Having to be creative about it, having to point out the inherent hypocrisy in calling that word a bad word and yet still using it in the name of your charitable organization. That's fun.
The limitations are literally the only thing that's interesting about what Chase is saying.
Yeah, what you actually
His
have to say is
response
fucking
to
stupid.
the limitation
Yeah.
is the only thing that's
Way better.
creative at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So we get some more just, I don't know, killing time before Alex gets there.
I think that it's good that Trump has saved something like this for this late in the game, because it's going to have more momentum into the actual election day on November 5th than if he would have done it 6 months ago or 9 months ago. That would have worn off. Now, I hope that he's got more things like this to come over the course of the next 90 days or so, because there always has to be a real zinger all the way up until election day. You don't want people to forget some of the main awesome milestones of a campaign, like the assassination, like coming back to the X platform and getting hundreds of thousands of likes despite Krasenstein's repeated attempts to ratio him every time they can. They get like 3,000 likes on the replies to his 300,000 like post. You know?
Right.
Not even close. Not even like 1%. Right.
This is so sad.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
We've got to keep the hits coming all the way up to the election, like the time someone shot at Trump, or when the Krasensteins failed to ratio him. Ooh.
Ah, man. Y'all got to listen to your own words and then just be like, oh, we got it. We can just change. We can just stop this. Once those words come out of your mouth, there should be an alarm sound that goes off, right?
Yeah, I think this should be a moment of clarity.
Alarm! Run!
This is what we're excited about.
We gotta
this
go.
Is a milestone.
We gotta go, man.
Yikes. So if you want to hear another like just blaring red flag kind of,
oh, I do.
Here it is.
They're scheduled to go on X Spaces with Trump and Elon at 7 p.m. tonight. We will be here for that. Likely it'll be sort of similar to our coverage of the RNC, where we'll mostly be watching it. We'll chime in with entertaining and enlightening comments as we see fit. But mostly we'll just be watching along with all you fine folks. I believe Owen Schroyer will be joining us at some point. I know he was doing a pre-recorded interview after the War Room today. And Alex Jones should be doing something a little later this evening as well. I'm not sure what we can or want to say about that, but
no, it's published. He's going to be with Mario.
I keep left there.
He'll be on with Mario Nawfal at 9 p.m. tonight. 9
Yep.
PM
And I think we're going to broadcast that too. So if you stay tuned on our live streams on either Real Alex Jones or here on InfoWars, you should be able to see it.
So stay tuned to InfoWars regardless.
Dudes, get the lifeboats. Get off this boat. Alex would rather be on Mario Nawfal's Twitter space than on his own show.
That's
to cover the Musk and Trump interview.
Here's what I say. All right? This is where you stage a mutiny.
Right.
All right? Chase, Harrison, lock the doors.
Right.
Nobody's getting in. InfoWars is ours now. That's what you do.
I mean, you're doing kind of what Alex would have done.
Exactly. That's the idea. You're taking his power away from him, giving it to yourself, and now you're powerful.
Right. It's an indication of priority. And Alex's priority is these other people's Twitter space over his own network.
Yeah.
I'll leave this to the kids.
Now keep left
But
there.
Alex does end up spending most of the time on InfoWars. So he does end up showing up. But when I was listening to this, it's clear that that's not necessarily the plan. The plan is maybe Owen Schroyer's going to be here.
Yeah.
Alex will be on with this other guy.
Yeah. Like, here's how you can sell that to them to avoid the mutiny. JV squad, time to step up. You guys are the stars. I'm going to go do my own thing. So I'm going to give you time to shine. I'm going to give you space to blossom.
Twitter space.
And then when you show up and you stay for a while, that goes out the window, though. And you might as well have just been like, you're failures, both of you.
Harrison, I trusted you on January
Yes!
6th.
See what I'm saying?
You were so good.
Ugh.
Pass me the bourbon.
It has fallen. The bourbon has fallen.
So Twitter space.
Yeah.
It's really the town square when you kind of think about it. You know? Yeah, totally. Okay.
But it'll be interesting seeing a Twitter space with like all of these politicians and celebrities and probably world leaders. I mean, who isn't going to be looking into this? There's never been a television broadcast where you have a list of everybody watching at that moment. Which is again, I love Twitter spaces. I love the novelty and uniqueness of this platform. I'm so glad this is becoming. It really is like a
Now keep
town
left
hall.
there.
Everybody can listen in. Raise your hand if you want to speak. You can bring anybody up. It's totally fascinating, and just thank God for Elon Musk. I mean, what more can you say?
Well, it's the only platform that I've been on where I've made true friends with strangers.
That's great. So it's the town square, right? It's town hall, but it's also owned by the richest man in the world who can shut you down and cut you out of town hall if he doesn't like you.
Nah, keep
Supporting
left there.
this is not in line with the correct conspiracy position, but InfoWars has abandoned even trying to appear consistent because they're pretty sure that the billionaire in this case is on their side. It's a nice piece of hubris, but we'll see how it works out in the long run. Also, in any other setting, I can easily see Harrison saying that there's the list of everyone who's tuning into this conversation. It seems like a good idea for like a shadowy globalist organization to make an enemies list. But in this case, I guess it's a cool feature of Twitter Spaces. Also glad to hear Chase is making friends on Twitter. Now might be a good time just to say that he follows us. I was looking at my phone and I had it updated like Chase Geyser follows.
That's not surprising. That's not surprising.
That's funny.
Oof. Oh boy,
making friends.
Oh man, I would posit that a lot of these people, and I think all of us, really are afraid of, in some ways, getting kicked in the face, metaphorically or literally. And to me, it's always been just like a math thing that if you are licking boot, you are much closer to the kick in the face.
Your foot's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back off. Just leave it alone.
Right.
Don't lick that boot. You're gonna get kicked in the face.
Yeah. It's a good cautionary thing.
Yeah.
I always felt that way about pro wrestling. It's like that person can't give you that move if you're not in that position.
Yeah.
Don't get in that position.
Don't
Whatever
do it,
you
man.
do, if you're fighting against, I don't know, Stone Cold, don't let him kick you in the stomach. Whatever you do, you're getting stunned if he kicks you in the stomach.
That's just planning.
Yeah.
It's just strategy. It's basic strategy.
Yeah.
That this guy has a special move that will defeat you. So avoid said move.
Don't lick that boot. You're going to get kicked in the mouth.
Seems odd. Seems odd how many people are desperate to lick that boot.
Yeah. So they got to kill some time before Owen Schroyer shows up, or the space starts, or anything. And so Harrison begins to read IMs, instant messages that come in. And so he's got an interesting one here.
Crypto Pliskin says, I'm worried the Dems will cheat for Trump during the election instead of themselves. Been investigating that Trump is the cheater. I've not heard that theory before.
That's wild. I like it.
Right?
I like it too.
Biden believe that was now because that would make Mike Johnson cause a problem for the Dems and stuff.
Is it?
I don't know. That is a little far fetched, but then again,
Could just fight them all becomes the vice president, or does Kamala get to pick another one?
that's a good question.
I need to chat GPT that.
He would be in third in line.
You guys should know this, first of all. And second, your response should be, I need to
left
chat
there.
GPT this.
I am
Very sad.
I am blown away by all of that exchange.
It's a fun little ride because the person who's coming from the IM is like, that's a interesting theory. The Dems are going to cheat for Trump in order to like create evidence that Trump cheated in order to use him against him.
Sure.
Right? You're getting your opponent disqualified.
Right.
basically.
You shouldn't watch porn and have
Keep
the
right.
Art of War open on
And
the
then
same tab.
exit right.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
if you're one of these right wing guys, you can't be like big natural whatever.
Exit right.
But this guy has this
Jones.
weird theory.
Yeah.
And Harrison's response
Keep
to
right.
it is, that sounds interesting. Chase comes in with I haven't heard that one before, but I like it.
Man,
This is a writer's room. It's a creative writing exercise.
I just appreciate that it is far more like it's not about, oh, this is a stupid theory, this is a right theory or a wrong theory. It's more about, ooh, haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, ooh, that might be fun to say.
I like that. Yeah.
That might
Let's
be
taste
fun
that.
to
Some people
say.
use that.
That is a little bit like they're swishing it around in their mouths a little bit. Oh, they cheated themselves out of the election to
Brilliant.
trick us. How could they be so smart?
Right. That's fun.
Yeah.
That is.
I like that.
Yeah. So the space is about to start.
Sure.
I don't know if you know this, but I assume you do because you live in the world. The space did not start on time.
Oh, yeah.
I assume you heard that.
I heard that there
So
were
Rocky,
problems. Yeah.
Is there some trouble?
Now Chase has gotten up and left because he's setting up the space, I believe, that we'll be talking on. Owen Schroyer is going to join me momentarily. We should be beginning in 30 seconds, but who knows? I mean, that is the double-edged sword with Twitter Spaces. Is it's not broadcast TV, so that's good. But it also means we're not sure whether they're going to start directly on time. And I assume the crew is working feverishly to make sure that we.
Always
get
good when the boss can't get stuff working.
All right, folks. This is a new twist. We're going to go to a quick video. This is one that Trump posted on his X. It's called Test of a Man.
Yeah, so they do play some Trump ads. But yeah, they're not sure when it's going to start, and that is actually a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is not professional, and we don't know. So Chase has gone to the control booth. Owen's going to be showing up. And then, what do you know?
Like, okay, that does make sense. If you're a pirate radio station.
Right.
Not if you are the richest man in the world who owns the platform you are about to start.
Interviewing the former president who's running for president.
Exactly. Yeah. If you and I are pirate broadcasting from fucking international waters,
Then it's
you should
cool.
not know when the broadcast is going to start.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
If we owned CBS, then you should know when the show starts.
It would be a sign of incompetence
Yes.
if you're just sort of flying by the seat of your pants.
Yes. It is cool when you're broke.
Yeah. So Alex actually shows up because the space is about to start, and I guess Mario Naval didn't want him on at this point, or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But Alex, he's here.
It wasn't hard to predict the X Spaces because of, I was on the Elon a while back ago. 25 million people watched it live, another 25 million, 30 million the next couple of days, 50 million. I bet there's 100 million trying to tune in. But when Biden or Kamala Harris has one of their events on YouTube, it's got 500 consecutive viewers, literally maybe 600.
On a good day.
On a good day. So this is a good problem to have, like Rumble. When I've been on some shows, like Steven Crowder, when he gets 2-3 million, it crashes. And I guarantee election night, we're not going to crash. We pay for the bandwidth, but it's going to cost a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to bring in this information. Something I'm not good at is plugging supportinfowarsstore.com.
Boom! Right out the gate.
Something I'm not good at.
Pretty smooth. But so the space isn't working, and Alex's immediate response to it is pretty rational, which is there's too many people who are trying to watch it. The infrastructure at Twitter sucks.
Yeah.
They didn't plan well for this.
Totally.
But it works into the everyone likes us, no one wants to watch Harris. So you can work with this for now.
Sure.
And that's the space that they're going to live in. So while we wait, why not talk about that assassination? That was pretty exciting.
that is the question that I think I did have about all that, because I don't care what they said to each other, because they didn't tell each other anything true. There's nothing that they could say that would be informative.
No.
They don't know anything.
The only thing that's interesting, and the only reason I'm even doing this episode, is because of Alex's response to the things that happened.
Right. No, that's what's interesting to me,
Yeah.
is everybody... I maybe I'm crazy, but I do feel like everybody kind of knows what's going on, and we're all in varying degrees of denial about how it's going to shake out, right? But everybody that I've talked to, my family, all of these people, like, they know this is bullshit.
I think
nobody's surprised that this is bullshit.
I feel like it's really tough for me to imagine someone doesn't.
I mean,
But I have to include it as a possibility.
it's crazy to me, because it is like they're all just like, well, obviously we're gonna vote for this guy, but he is a terrifying, nonsense spewing rapist. Like, what?
Yeah.
How is that also true?
I don't know. So they talk about this assassination attempt, and Alex appears to be arguing with an imaginary person who said that the shooting didn't happen.
Okay.
I don't know who this person is, but
The whole shooting didn't happen, or just the ear part?
it was staged or something. I don't know.
Whatever it is, yeah.
But he's
Whatever it
arguing
is.
with someone in his
Something
head,
didn't happen.
and he's decided that he's going to prove them wrong.
Okay.
These idiot leftists put up images of full cartridges, and they usually put up 5.56. They'll put up like 308 or 338 Lapua or something, or 30-06, and say, "Oh, this whole thing hit his ear." No, the bullet fires. And I can tell you how many times I've shot at a wild hog 600 yards away, or many things I've shot, whitetail, you name it. I've done a lot of hunting back when I had time. Mule deer, mountain goats, you name it. And you'll shoot and think you missed it, and you get another one in the chamber and fire and hit it right in the chest. It falls over dead. When you get there, you just see a graze right through an ear, a little bit of blood, a tiny little scrape, or right about top the top of the back, or right across the leg, because you're shooting 700 yards away, 500 yards away. I mean, so they think like a full cartridge shot out And it just skimmed him. It just went right by at 3,000 or 2,500 feet per minute. Not 3,000 on the muzzle, but at 150 yards, about 2,400 feet per second, and just skimmed his ear. And so we haven't had time yet, but I want to go out the next few weeks with you guys, some of these outdoor shooting ranges, and put up maybe watermelons, you name it, and we'll just set the scopes up and shoot and graze it and show people what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they don't get grazing.
Yeah, that's one of the part of the miraculous thing of the assassination attempt is the way it happened. It could not have been faked. I mean, there's a photo of the bullet flying through the air.
Not even an AI robot could follow his head perfectly.
Nothing.
With the wind and things and only skim him.
No,
and a guy died. I mean, this was real. You can't fake this.
If I were Alex, I would say that all of that is evidence that it must be faked.
Yeah,
it's too
Alex.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know who he's arguing with exactly.
Himself.
Yeah,
he's the person who would say it's fake.
Yeah, he's the imagined enemy of himself.
Yeah, he's like, oh, the only idiot who would say something like this was faked. Oh shit, it's me.
I do like, though, that I have this image in my head of them going out to a shooting range and William telling it with Chase put a watermelon on top of his head.
We gotta prove it.
And try and graze it.
Listen, we're not gonna Burrows this, okay, Chase? You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
We also have a flight lined up for me to be not in this country anymore very quickly, but you're gonna be fine.
I think that would be a great video.
Yeah.
So the space does not start for a bit, and they're not really all that surprised.
Let's just be clear. This is I'm sorry to say it. It's obviously probably true at this point. I think it's safe to say they can't even get on air. This was a strategic blunder. They should have back-ended this transmission, done it in a studio like we do, and then streamed it to X.
As a side deal.
They should not have relied on the front-end X technology to make sure this thing got off the ground, because here we are, not shocked at all that it's not.
And that's what's frustrating is we had to come from the trenches, myself 30 years, you a decade, you guys a long time, where we had to have our own stuff. And I know that X, we'll talk to back in the room, folks.
It is his own stuff! It's all his stuff!
Able to do it. Yeah. I get it. You have millions of people tuning in and dialing in. It's hard to get all that done. Maybe they should have one tier for the host that's video, then another tier that's audio. So we did get a control room. Well, hey, let's get Chase Geyser, who's the spaces expert, which I think is great technology. They're working the bugs out. We're not criticizing. You know, if Musk was
absolutely
not a maverick, we would be, obviously he's a maverick on free speech.
But this is too big to go with an experimental technology, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, actually, I saw the speculation today that it would crash. I think you've even said that, right?
Yeah, that was. I mean, I talked about.
Everybody did.
To predict. I mean, that's not.
Because it was going to.
It's going to rain in Florida or something.
Yeah, it's a fucking easy prediction.
What is happening?
The site barely works. It sucks. And
we're not criticizing it.
The richest person in the world is interviewing the former president and presidential candidate for the Republican Party. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this, and it's shitty infrastructure. Everyone knows this. Alex knows this. Owen knows this. It's obvious.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I remember so much from when I was growing up, because that was the narrative in my house when I was growing up, is because it was during the Clinton years. So it was like, it should be run like a business. The United States should be a business, or then it became a household. Either way, somebody's dad should be in charge and control all the money, right? And this is like, if they could pull off a business, maybe. But this is their business. This is business. This is what their business looks like. I do not want anything being run like this.
And they announced this considerably in advance. There was every opportunity to not have this kind of false start.
Yeah.
And everyone saw it coming, and it happened.
And it did happen.
So that's where we're at, kind of, at this point on the stream.
Look, Elon, he's the first to admit it. He is the guy that takes on it. So, you know.
Then don't do it!
Hey, Chase is at the corner. Chase Geyser, you know more about spaces than us.
Jeez,
kind of the techie around here of the host. Well, what's going on?
Well, there's over 205,000 people that are in the space right now. I'm actually currently in the space because I was one of the first people to join it, so I was able to get in. But it seems like they're having server capacity issues because so many people are trying to join the space at the same time. People like the Hodge twins and others are in the replies on both Elon Musk's account and Donald Trump's account. saying that they're having a hard time getting in.
I was about to say, I'm not an engineer, but I've noticed the last 20 minutes is about 200,000. I'm guessing that's the threshold of the server, so millions more are trying to get on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know from conversations that I've had with Dick Sordor, because he and Mario, of course, are very intimately involved with the Spaces team at X, that as of a few months ago, the Spaces team was only like half a dozen to a dozen people total as far as
that's too
engineers
few.
are concerned. So we're talking about a really kind of bootstrapped, lean team dealing with this massive capacity. I'll tell you what, if this was a Kamala Harris space, I don't think it would be breaking the internet.
Yeah, there'd be 3,000
right.
people
Well,
on it.
Donald Trump breaks the internet, Kamala Harris breaks America, right? So,
Oh, perfect. Say that again.
while Donald Trump breaks the internet, Kamala Harris breaks America.
That's a good
Yes, and they're going to spin
Nazis
this
don't want to
tomorrow.
watch
And
my
hopefully,
stupid
Elon's
wrong
on the
side.
phone with engineers yelling at people to up the servers.
I imagine he is yelling at somebody. Yeah, Chase got a good catchphrase in there. Alex was very proud of that.
I hate it whenever there's nothing to argue with. He has just made all of my points perfectly about why everything he believes is wrong, and everybody who wants to be president shouldn't be, and everything that he thinks is right is should be thrown into the sun. Well, he made the argument for me.
And I think that there is such a kind of response to this. You're watching Alex do a live stream of this stream. The stream interview doesn't work, and their reaction to it is, oh yeah, obviously they fucked up.
You know the
yeah.
If you okay. How about this? Let me throw this out at you. Theoretically speaking, this is an idea of who we are choosing. We choose to lead us, right? So if you are choosing who to lead you, right? And then your next words are like, well, obviously nothing they do works.
And he'll be the first to tell you that his failing is that he tries to do too much.
And then fails.
Yeah. Fuck off. So anyway, it's just a logistical issue, though, really.
Well, yes, but that is his job.
Yeah, but he takes on too many challenges.
I'm no engineer. It's at 205,000. That's the cap.
Yep.
I'm surprised they can take 205,000 people are able to dial into a thing where
that is not your correct reaction
It's like
to this.
I think the biggest venue in the world is the Maracanã in Brazil. It's like 100.
That is not your reaction to this.
The stadium, but that's what it is. So it's like you got 10 million people trying to pour into the Maracanã. Like it doesn't fit. It doesn't hold that many people. It's not.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
What?
So I just think that that's the deal here. And you know what, Alex? Hey, there's a silver lining to everything, and maybe that's ultimately how this is going to end up. There's Musk and Trump in the same
Well, the silver
room.
lining is they should say, cut all the other speakers, and they should talk.
I don't know why.
You know me, I would have thrown a fit in 5 minutes.
Oh, yes, you would have. We all know that.
We do all know that.
So I think that maybe Owen read an article about this venue in Brazil.
It would make
recently.
sense, yeah.
Top of mind. I think I probably just played that clip because of Alex's response being, if the glove doesn't fit, you must quit.
I don't even understand.
No.
That's amazing.
It's very strange.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So there's nothing going on,
like
really.
this game.
There's no conspiracy.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem. When it's incompetence, you're supposed to make it a conspiracy.
But it's not really incompetence if you look at it the right way. It's you're too popular. Like, the limitations of this technology are kind of understandable. It's just that you are way too popular for the technology to handle.
Right. Which I accept. If you are a media company or a person who talks. But if you're literally purveyed as the tech guy who invents tech that does shit like this, then yeah, it is incumbent upon you to make it work.
It's kind of glaring when you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of why you need an excuse.
Yep.
And thankfully, Elon comes through with an excuse for everybody. After they have already really just...
What's he got? I bet it's people got rid of Rhodesia. Is that what it was?
It might be in the background somewhere.
This was too easy to predict. And so, hey, maybe it'll be kind of a troubleshooting thing for X now, and they can figure out how to make it better in the future. I hope this thing ends up getting off sometime tonight. If not, though, you know, either way, Trump
Hey,
must
we got an
be
update from
around.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk says there appears to be a massive DDoS attack happening. So this is not a failure that happening. That's probably backed by people similar like you and others who come out and today.
No, I mean, I agree with that because I figure Musk had this updated. Yeah.
I agree
That
with
probably
that.
is it.
Oh yeah, that's totally probably it. We were just talking about how there's too many people and the infrastructure of Twitter is shitty. But yeah, it's probably a nice DDoS attack, probably run by the UN because they hate this and it's too scary. It's too powerful.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks because it's not fun.
No.
It's not fun to fight against a baby.
Well, I think it's fun that that clip is like 35 seconds long, and it starts with Owen being like, "Yeah, we all saw this coming. You know, it's no big deal," and then it ends with, "Oh no!"
I mean,
the UN.
I mean, I just like it. If you're willing to go there, then
it's almost like seeing keys jangling.
It is. It is.
In 30 seconds,
100%.
This is.
Oh, it's a DDoS attack. Way! That totally makes sense. No, that's way more making sense than the thing that we all agreed upon 5 seconds ago.
And it does appear that Musk may have been lying about that.
Oh?
Yeah. So anyway, we do finally get to the space, and there's some elevator music playing.
Okay.
All right, there is some speaking happening in the space right now.
Okay, go to it. Go to it. Here it is.
Well, it looks like it went away. They just did a quick update in the space where they said there was a cyber attack, and now they're back to the whole music. Sorry about that.
Hey, I love this attack. It only makes it bigger. If we don't, most people are like, oh God, we're attacked, we're going home. This is what happens in the info war, folks. I mean, you got Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Obviously, millions want to hear it. And I tell you, my gut level, which I said is, I guarantee it's true. He probably boosted all the bandwidth, did major updates, but there was an attack on top of it.
So yeah, we've shifted over now. This is what's going on. The EU is too scared of Trump and Elon coming together, and so they had to attack this. I do think it's probably super lucky if you're able to announce in the space that there's a cyber attack while a cyber attack is going on.
That is nice.
And still be able to play your hold music.
It is so nice of the cyber attackers to give you that courtesy. It's because a lot of like ransomware people, they'll just like drop the software onto your thing and then they'll lock it so you can't do anything unless you pay them. It's kind of like a ransom.
Yeah.
This
is an ambivalent attack.
Yeah, it's more of a like, I wonder how much we can fuck up his 20 minutes, I guess. All right, okay.
It's almost like a villain whose plot isn't to actually stop something, but it's like, let's see them get around this.
I mean,
that seems dumb.
It does. It feels like a plan that somebody whose other plan is, what if the Democrats rig the election for Trump, right? In order to prove that he rigged it.
Similar headspaces.
Yeah.
So, you know what? This isn't all bad news. Their stream isn't working. You know whose is?
InfoWars, baby!
Who do I have in there posting on X? Because I see us with millions of viewers already tuned into us. So I want to put this out on X as another repost of the live feed. You guys got me? I want to put what I'm about to say out. I can do it myself right now. On X of the live show feed. I want to put this out right now. You guys
and
ready?
then exit right.
Yeah, I'm listening to you right now.
All right, I want you to retweet this. I want you to post this on X.
Exit right.
Elon Trump interview under hack attack.
Keep left.
Watch censored
and then
feed
turn
here,
left.
which we're about to launch, which we're taking. It's all true. And that'll go super viral because people need to. The average person said, they're being blocked. They don't know why they can get on.
Turn left.
We're trying to find out. We got to tell them. We're already telling them what just happened. See, it's not hype. It's real.
Okay.
So.
Defensive.
Breaking. Elon Trump interview under hack attack. See censored interview here live. That's the headline. And you see, we're not even doing it in the future. It already happened. But the people trying to hit the Elon link aren't able to get this because it's shut down. We're telling them. So you heard the headline right now. Exclusive. Elon Trump interviewed under hack attack. Hear and see censored interview at this link. Sound good? Something like that? Fire that out.
So that's chops right there.
Yeah.
That's somebody who is adept at making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
He is sitting there like, how does this work for me? I will get everyone who can't get on.
Yep, that's the smart move. That's the smart move, yeah.
It's exploitative, and he realizes it in the moment while he's trying to, rationalize why, this is not hype.
Well, I mean, I would think that the thing that makes sense about Twitter Spaces, I've never used it, obviously, and I'm not on Twitter, obviously, would be like the decentralized node aspect, right? So you can be on your Twitter Space watching somebody else's Twitter Space, right? So people can connect to yours through...
I guess.
I thought that would be the thing that would make sense.
I don't know.
As opposed to just one giant... But, I mean... Hey, I'm not the richest man in the world, so what do I know?
Well, I do know that whatever it is not working.
No.
At this point. But, you know, Band.video is, their streams are.
Here's my...
Make a killing off this.
I've got a thing. I think we need to do this as a society and as a language. We need to really limit what hack can be applied to. You know, like the Roger Stone thing. Whenever people are like, "Oh, Iranian hackers sent no. Roger Stone was not hacked. He clicked on an email link. That is not getting hacked. No, Roger Stone is an idiot. That is your headline. Not Roger Stone got hacked by super brilliant Iranian hacker. There's a phishing email from every major government in Roger Stone's spam file right now. Every single major government in Australia has a phishing email. If Roger Stone accidentally clicks on a link, then Australia has all of his shit.
I think
nobody's
you're
hacking.
too generous assuming it's governments.
Well, fair enough. Whatever. But what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's so fun to say hack attack.
But that's why people think they got hacked instead of they were stupidly clicked on an email link.
Or you just were unprepared for a giant group of people to show up at your Twitter space. So Owen spent some time before, because we don't have anything to watch.
Right, we don't have anything to do.
So he just started complaining about how some people shouldn't vote.
Smart.
Like women stand behind her and cheer and clap like they love it. And I'm just sitting here because if you look at the original founding of this country and the political science that first was
Go straight on.
we
That's right.
really kind of gone off pasture in a lot of ways.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't mean just the basic constitutional violations, but I
Turn
mean how
right.
the actual science is applied.
No, I hear you. It's
like these people shouldn't vote. I'm to the point now where I'm like, F your voting rights, bro.
Did you see the women? I never played it today. Can you guys cue that up of the Democrat Party women howling like animals? Saying, she a woman, she black. Have you seen this clip?
Oh boy. So,
I mean, that is the correct take for an originalist constitution, right? Like, it should only be white men voting. Like, that's what he believes.
It's
so
a
say it. Yeah.
far more honest take than a lot of people in this space are willing to articulate.
Yeah, absolutely.
F your voting rights, bro.
Yes, it should be. I liked the country the way that it was originally set up, and all of you think because the words apply to more than white people that they should, and I disagree.
Right. I like...
Along with Thomas Jefferson, I don't think you should have the right to vote.
I like thinking that my rights are God-given.
Right.
And then turn
but
left.
that doesn't mean that everyone's
Inalienable white human rights.
Yeah. Okay.
Turn left.
Cool.
Yeah.
Please delineate who you think shouldn't vote.
Other
What
people who
groups?
shouldn't vote. Oh, God.
So we get to the stream, finally.
Yes.
And it starts off dull.
All right, they are live. This is Donald Trump and Elon Musk now. 42 minutes in, here it is.
Service attack against our servers, and
Go straight on. That's right.
All of our data lines, like basically hundreds of gigabits of data, were saturated. We think we've overcome most of that, and so it's now time to proceed. But as this massive attack illustrates, there's
Go straight on.
a lot
That's
of
right.
opposition to people just hearing what President Trump has to say. And but I'm honored to have this conversation. I want to emphasize it's a conversation, and it's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation.
Go straight on. That's
It's
right.
hard to catch a vibe about someone if you just don't hear them talk in a normal way. And when there's an adversarial interview, like no one's themselves in an adversarial interview. So this
Strong
is really
disagree.
aimed at the kind of open-minded, independent voters who just trying to make up their mind. So you can understand like what is what is it just like to have a conversation. So
already got the fine for going through the light, so might as well go through the light.
To speak.
This is it's starting off a little rocky. I mean, you had the tech problems, and then this is a little bit like, oh, we're just trying to catch a vibe here, man. We're just trying to let you know. If you're out there, you're an undecided voter, maybe you're somewhere in the middle, we just want to give you a vibe. See what Trump is really like when he's just having a little bit of a chat with another billionaire. All right. Seems like an interesting launch-off point. That's what you're setting out to do.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I don't believe this.
Agreed.
Go straight on.
I don't
That's
believe
right.
that the intention is to
Keep
allow
left.
undecided
And then
voters
turn left.
to get make up their own mind about Trump.
Sure.
I think
Turn
that there
left.
is an intention to sell Trump on undecided voters.
No. It's just a regular conversation to find out what a regular guy is.
Starting with this kind of a tone is dishonest to the utmost degree. It is.
I like that is like, listen, he starts with lying about why it didn't start. And then he starts lying.
Yeah. I think that you can make an ethical argument for lying about the DDoS attack thing.
Whoa. I don't even want to get into that.
It's not deeply unethical to cover your ass.
I'm not going to fight
Whatever.
you. I'm not going to fight you.
I think this is more
I
unethical.
think this one's definitely not going to.
Almost there, driver.
Nobody's. Foucault isn't being like, let him get away with this one.
No.
Not happening.
So the first question out of the box, which I think is a classy move for an interviewer.
Sure.
I think this is why you get someone like Elon Musk to do the interview. Essentially, his first question is like, "Hey, how was it to get shot at?"
That's actually an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe we could start off with, the assassination attempt, which was an incredible thing, and I have to say that your actions after that assassination attempt were inspiring. You instead of
I'm
shying
rich.
away
I'm
from
expecting
things,
to chop my head off any day now.
You were pumping your fist in the air and saying fight, and I think that's,
Fight for rich people
the
like
President of the United States
me.
represents America, and I think that
Go straight on. That's right.
that is America. That is strength under fire.
Very American.
And so
I'm rich.
that's,
Hey, poor people. Make me more rich.
Part of the
Dummies.
reason why I was excited to
American.
endorse you as the President of the United States for having a term here is that was just incredibly inspiring. But what was it like for you?
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant.
It's
not pleasant.
I didn't know I had that much blood. The doctors later told me that the ear is a place that is a very bloody place.
This seems like a joke, honestly. It seems like a parody of what Elon would do. Talk about your feelings about this guy getting shot at for a minute, then ask, hey, what was that like to get shot at? And Trump would be like, I have a lot of blood. So much blood.
Man,
The ear is a
so
place
much
full of
blood.
blood.
I mean, that is such like.
What a shit.
Like, if he wasn't
straight
a
on.
psychopath,
That's right.
there are so many great, there's so many interesting things to. I've never been shot at.
Sure.
I've never been shot at on purpose or on accident.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and the idea of how many people have been shot at, how much violence and gun violence is part of the United States, to then be able to be like, I'm a fucking victim of gun violence in the United States. Here's how I feel about it. Instead, he's like, no good.
A lot of blood.
Not fun. My doctors, they said I had a lot of blood.
Yep.
In my
Doctors
ear.
double checked my
The
ears
most-
for blood.
I had the most blood in the most ears they've ever seen. That's what they said. The doctor said I had the most blood in one ear that anybody's ever had. And still was healthy, and it wasn't elephantitis.
It honestly feels like what a Trump impersonator would say.
It's what I would say if I was making a joke about what he might say.
Yeah. So anyway, that moment I think is kind of fun
Go straight
out of the
on.
gate, and
That's
then
right.
this just nosedives into boring city.
Yeah,
This shit is so boring.
They don't have anything to say.
No.
They're
And-
just rich.
And you can tell that like Alex and everyone in the studio is kind of like,
God.
And we thought, my first question was because I heard bullets flying over me, and I said, how many people were killed? Because we had a massive crowd there, a tremendous
Yeah.
Look,
thousands and
remember,
thousands
I'm
of
very
people, and there was no
popular.
land. I mean, it was all people. So I said, how many people have been killed? Because I knew
Keep
there
left.
were other shots. being
And then
fired.
turn left.
And they said, we don't know yet. but some people have been badly hurt. And
I see
I have to
that
give
tough
the
shit.
secret
Turn
service sniper, they call him, or sharpshooter, but sniper,
Yeah.
because he didn't know there was a problem.
I'm shocked you don't hear snoring. Like this is just dull, and you can feel it, and then it comes to a head pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because Trump starts talking about the distance of the shooter.
Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And Owen does a little fact checking in real time.
Why?
Because it doesn't match with what they want.
Oh, God.
And they are just, you can feel like this is not what we want.
You know, Trump just said something really curious.
And that was full.
He said that the sniper that took out the shooter had 3 times the distance. So I don't know what that's about, because the testimony from the new director of Secret Service and the FBI deputy director was it was the sniper team to the right of Trump, if you're looking at the stage, is who shot the guy. So that's definitely not 3 times the distance. Now, there was a speculation that the guy that shot the shooter on the roof came from across the fairgrounds and was on a roof that is not seen anywhere in any of this footage. That's curious to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump's not perfect. He doesn't know all the angles.
The angles, not truth, false, nothing. Angles.
And there were some people behind
Let's
me
see
that
how Trump's
stood up
praising
and they
Secret
looked
Service in the crowd. Great. Move on. What are you going to do to Ronald Rowe, the head of the Secret Service, who actually directed this and lied to Congress?
So you remember way back we did an episode about Alex covering a Julian Assange press conference that was on at like 4 a.m. or whatever, where he thought he was gonna like really drop some
Go
bombs.
straight
He's the
on.
one.
But
That's
it was WikiLeaks anniversary, and he was just giving a kind of a formal celebration of the anniversary. This has that same energy, where this is not what Alex wanted. He wanted Trump to fucking say that there was a Secret Service stand down. He needs these things that feed into his conspiracies, and instead Trump's like, Secret Service did a great job. They killed the guy. I have a lot of blood in my ear.
And it's like, I love Steph Curry shooting basketball threes. He shoots them from a far distance, and then they go in the hoop. That does not mean he can act. I don't understand what we're doing here. Even if you think Elon Musk is great at the thing he does, that does not make him a good broadcaster.
No,
He's never
that's
done
true. That's true. He has some holes in his game.
Right.
His broadcasting.
Like, how is that? They
And
shouldn't
then
even be
turn
like,
right.
hey, man, just don't do this. This isn't your gig.
Well, I think compounding that, too, is that Alex,
Turn right.
I think, loves the version of Trump that he pretends is real.
Yeah.
And this real version is kind of boring.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does not really match up to all of the storylines that Alex has told.
Right.
And it's dull.
Yeah.
And so Alex kind of bores himself.
That's fun.
And he's just like,
And then he melts like the Wicked Witch of the West.
If that were a
Turn
metaphor
left.
for getting drunk, yes.
But where you see it the best is the border. Because
By the
you
way,
have-
we just went up by another 100,000 viewers on one X feed. You had all our X feeds together, about 2 million.
It was a
Infowars
nice
feeds,
ride.
about 3 million.
Make sure you come back and
retweet,
visit me, all
repost
right?
Live feed of Trump, Elon Musk censored on X. Retweet it right now. Retweet the live feed at Real Alex Jones right now. Hell, we can put it up to 20 million if you do it. Just the enemy hates it. Exercise your muscles. Annihilate the enemy. Attack, attack, attack. Infowar. Attack, attack. Fire at will. This ain't a game. I need to hold in position and stay on there to lose. We're gonna win, people.
I'm so bored, people.
Wow. Wow.
He's so bored.
It's boring.
It's boring.
That should be good. It should be if it was like a real politician talking about real stuff with a real person and not Elon Musk and Donald Trump, then it should still be boring. It should still be like, hey, I think a 30% extra tax on blank is a good idea. That's boring. That's great.
I suggest that I could watch Elon Musk and Trump do that interview and not be painfully bored. I could probably find a way to stay engaged throughout it.
Yeah.
Alex cannot.
I can't.
And I find that fascinating.
Not even close.
Nope.
No. But I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, like, you're extraordinary for doing that, but that does not necessarily mean that it's like a skill that should be replicated.
No.
Again, Steph Curry great at shooting threes. Steph Curry's not great at listening to this interview.
True.
You're not great at shooting threes.
You
This
don't know
happens.
that? I'm an outside man.
I don't know. We haven't played. Yeah, you're right. We haven't played basketball.
I have a good pop up.
You may be great
Jumper.
at threes.
Yep.
Listen. I assumed too much.
That's what I was known for back in the day, and that's because I couldn't dribble.
That would make sense.
I can't dribble, but I had a mean outside jumper.
The white dude in the corner is the most dangerous player in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that they built this up so much, and it was so important. The richest man in the world who's saving free speech is going to interview our God King.
Yeah.
And it's just boring as shit. So Alex is left to like promote his website and then just basically beg Elon to say Team Humanity.
Gross.
You know, who do you want on Team America? And I think we want to just say, okay, we want to let in people who are going to
Elon, say Team Humanity. You agree with me?
Great contributors to
Say Team Humanity, Elon.
our society and to
Say
our
it, Elon.
economy.
Say it.
And and
Everybody
who do you
tweet
want
at
on the
Elon
team?
and tell him, call for Team
And
Humanity.
it's not to say that, like in my opinion, actually, I'd say like probably most of the illegal immigrants actually are actually good, hardworking
Exactly.
people. That's
Team
my
Humanity.
opinion.
We're not against them.
But
They're being
some are
used as a
not.
weapon.
And
Okay. So, I mean, he's trying to sort of like will Elon to say the thing that Alex put on a shirt.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's a tweet at him to say the thing that I was on my shirt so I could sell the shirts. This is sad.
Yeah, if I was sitting with one person on a couch and that person was like, "Ooh, do the thing, I would be like, "Man, you might be a little too into this." But
Ready
that's
to
okay.
roll?
Or they're high.
I would not want to be broadcasting myself talking to the TV as if the TV was totally like about to listen at any
Everyone
moment.
get on Twitter and help me talk to the TV.
At any moment, the TV is going to listen to us, guys. We just got to yell louder.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a real dud and a disappointment for a good while.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest threat is not global warming, where the ocean's going to rise 1/8 of an inch over the next 400 years. And you'll have more oceanfront traffic.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Turn
talking
right.
about.
It's not that. The biggest threat is nuclear warming. Because we have 5 countries now that have significant nuclear power.
Turn right.
And we have to not allow anything to happen with stupid people like Biden. You know, Biden did something with Russia. There was no chance of him ever going in. And when I left, and then after I left, they
All right, we're going to go back. Again, if you want the raw feed, it's on X of Trump and Elon Musk. Amazing. Launched about 47 minutes late because of DDoS attacks. We're here. We're covering it. When it's over in the next 45 minutes, I'm supposed to join right now, but it started late. Mario Fall and Nick Sordor
Go
and,
straight
and
on.
others with
That's
spaces
right.
to take your comments. But we're going to stay up here as long as it takes. Let me say this, though. I've got crew that was here at 6 a.m. this morning. I have a very small crew. I need your support.
Yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
doing some plugs.
Not. I've got crew that's been here since
Keep
6.
right.
I'm gonna let them go.
And then turn right.
Nope. I got crew that's been here since 6. They're gonna stay, and if you want to pay them, you better give me money because I'm
Turn
not
right.
doing it for free.
It's it's not the most tasteful. But hey, look, it's dull.
Turn right.
It's boring.
It is dumb.
This is what Alex needs to do. He needs to cut in, do a little ad, because otherwise you're just
get ready
you're
to
running
turn
the
left.
risk of, okay, Trump has started talking
Turn
about
left.
Biden.
Yep.
He is at risk of sounding like he still thinks he's running against Biden.
Totally going to.
Or saying something about how Biden's actually going to come back
Yep.
or all this. You don't want to deal with that nonsense. So cut him off and go
Get
do
ready
a
to
plug.
turn
Yeah,
left.
Great. I was not expecting this next thing.
Okay.
And that is that Alex is pretty upfront about how, like, this is what I wanted.
Interesting.
Turn left.
DRJones.com and InfoWarsStore.com. Before we go back to Elon, and look, I love Trump.
You
It's
have arrived
good.
to your
But he
destination.
thinks
Your
results
route guidance
get
is
to
now
places,
finished.
which is true in the real world. But he needs to be talking about the Secret Service stood down. Ronald McDonald Rowe stood down and lied to Congress. The New World Order. All the things that went on. I'm not giving Trump a minus here, but I'm giving him like a B plus instead of an A plus, and maybe he'll go there. But I'm really wishing for something else here.
I'm really wishing for something else here. It sucks.
This is so fascinating. This is so fascinating. I feel like we've lived through the most fascinating, but also like in 100 years it'll be very fascinating. But right now it really fucking pisses me off. But this idea of like Alex for the longest time knew his place. what he was lying about was not real. He was doing a game. He was doing the bit, right? Then Trump comes around and they're like, maybe this is real?
Yeah.
Maybe this is all real.
Right.
This is all real. And then they convinced themselves that it was real. And now they're back again like, oh, no, I don't know if any of this is real.
Oh.
All right, guys. I'm going to sign off for today, but try to be back tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be another rainy day here in the Northwest. So, it's supposed to be another rainy weekend. So, hopefully, do some more gaming there. I get some Space Quest. Finish off Zelda. And I really want to play some FTL this weekend. That'd be awesome. So, until next time, everybody. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we will talk to you later. See you guys.